Matthew Owens, behind the mic, if you ever see him in chat here, a friend of the show.
Yep.
He tweeted something at the start of this week. He said, you will never convince me that Xfinity truck or modified winners should get a grandfather clock for winning at Martinsville. It's like giving the winner of the 300 at Daytona the Harley J. Earl Trophy or getting a spot on the Borg Warner for winning the Freedom 100. And then he sent me his own tweet and said, nobody will change my mind on this. I responded saying, I think it's all right. Martinsville doesn't really have a crown jewel race on its own. It's got 2 spots on the Cup schedule. The Harley J. Earl and Borg Warner are synonymous with their respective races, whereas the clock is synonymous with the track itself. Maybe you could argue they should get a smaller grandfather clock. I don't know if you want to, get into scaling right there. I think that's kind of getting into semantics. But Tanner, what are your thoughts on that? Do you have an issue with, a young 18-year-old Truck Series driver getting the same trophy at Martinsville that an established Cup veteran like Denny Hamlin would receive for winning a Cup race?
Matthew, do you want to give them a great uncle clock? Like, what do you want to do? It's semantics. This is a silly thing this is a very silly hill to die on, in my opinion. I think that, to your point, the grandfather clock is more representative of the area, the facility itself, rather than the individual race series that go there. And I'm going to be completely honest. I think winning at Martinsville takes an extreme amount of discipline, patience, and speed, obviously, unless you're Austin Hill. So I think that honoring that effort with the thing that you give the Cup winner, yeah, maybe there is a bit of an incongruity there, and maybe you could scale the trophies or something goofy like that. But, what would be the point? The whole point is to shine a light on the company that makes the grandfather clock trophies for the winners of the race. And at the end of the day, why do we care? Why is this a hill that we're dying on? I think comparing Martinsville, which we race at in the Cup Series twice a year, to the Indianapolis 500 is a bit extreme. Is scaling up the equivalency quite a bit. So, yeah, and
Amber's got a solution here. Cuckoo clock.
Cuckoo clock. Ooh.
Might be fitting after the weekend.
Bird brain behavior down there, so maybe so.
Yeah. Well, I kind of see it as like the monster at Dover or the lobster at New Hampshire. I think there are certain trophies that you identify with the track. And so, and I think Dover even does that to an extent. I think I know Truck Series hasn't gone there in several years, but the lower series, ARCA East, you're not going to put the die cast in the hand of Miles the Monster, but for the Cup Series, they do that. Maybe, but that's because that's the top level and the trophies are scaled for size there, which again, I think you're just kind of getting into semantics at this point, but I think that's more the category that the grandfather clock falls into at Martinsville. I think when you talk about, the summer winner at Daytona, the Coke Zero 400, Firecracker 400 winner, they don't get the Harley J. Earl Trophy there either. The winner of the IMS Grand Prix doesn't get their face on the Borg Warner trophy at Indianapolis. I think those trophies belong to those races and the prestige that goes with that more so than the track itself, which I think is the case of the grandfather clock.